Hi, Brian McCorder here with Black Belt Lean Thinking, author of The X Factor. And in the book, The X Factor, I mentioned a tool called an A3. And I mentioned that it works like a dashboard that you can use to tell progress. And it's really falls under the heading of what I would call waste-free report writing. So I want to give you a quick, very to-the-point video to explain a little bit more about this fantastic tool. So what is an A3 and why do we even call it that? Well, the size of paper that they used to make one on in Europe is, yes, you guess it, an A3. So that kind of became its name. So if you hear people, talking about lean manufacturing and they mention A3, they're usually referring to this tool, and that's the size of paper that they put it on. So anyway, when I talk about waste-free report writing, here's what I mean. Let's say we're in a meeting and I'm a department head and I'm waiting to hear about information that relates directly to me in my department. Maybe targets or things that we needed to hit for our quarter, for a month, or for whatever. Well, I'm sitting in this meeting, I'm watching the PowerPoint slides and I'm waiting on pins and needles till they get to the point of the information that is relevant to me. And if I had something like an A3, rather than waiting or sifting through all that information, I could look right at it and see exactly what I need. Again, it's waste-free report writing. You have the information that is pertinent right out in front where everyone can see it. So let's do a quick A3 and I'll show you, again, the information it should capture and why this is such a great tool. And the perspective I'll give you of it, a great example of A3 thinking, is think of the dashboard of your car. Really, that is a great example of an A3. When you're in your car looking at your dashboard on a trip, you've got all the pertinent information right there. You've got, through your windshield, you can see where you're going, but on your instrument panel is all the relevant information. Miles per hour. If you got GPS, it shows you even the distance that you're going to travel and the amount of the time that your estimated arrival time that you should get there. So that dashboard of your car has all the relevant information you need. That's what we want to create with an A3, where we can look at it and all the really pertinent information to create dynamic tension and a sense of urgency, and letting us know where we're going is right there and very easy to see. So your A3 really is made up of 4 parts. I'll say 5, and I'll explain about that a little bit later. So let's divide up what we have right here. So I'm going to give a little section here on the bottom, and then we'll go to our 4 corners. The first and most important piece of information is any problems that we're dealing with, any burning platform issues. Again, the only good thing of a burning platform issue, that concept of fry or jump, remember, a burning platform issue means there's something that threatens your business, and it is so threatening that to do nothing might be more dangerous than to risk change. So those burning platform issues, when we recognize them, we can use them to create dynamic tension and to help encourage change. When people realize that we can't stay this way, we've got to do something to, again, implement change. So right here we'll put, if there's a main problem we're dealing with, that's where we want it. The main problem we're dealing with at the time. And then here, we'll put our current condition. Okay, so as it relates to this problem, and not only that, but just the state of affairs right now. Say if we're a brick and mortar business, if we're a retail store, the current condition might have things like daily sales, how many people come into the store every day, what's the average sale, customer complaints, anything that is a piece of data that gives you information on your current condition. So that's what we want right here, and especially want to capture information as it relates to any major problem that we have, any burning platform issue. The next thing we have is our target state. That is a really sad R, but that is an R. So our target condition. What do we want to get to? So the idea, again, is we want to go from here to here. We want that on our A3. So we know where we're at right now. Our target condition, if we're that retail store, is What are our target sales? What's the revenue that we need to get up to? How many people do we want to draw into the store, every month or every day, whatever. But we want to be very, very clear. And what we're going to do is, to go along with that, we would need to identify key performance indicators, preferably leading indicators that employees and departments can control. They need targets to work towards. In the X Factor book, I mentioned something called having that vision, that shared target. Well, this has to support that shared target. And in fact, when you start looking at your burning platform issue, your current condition, that helps you to create that shared vision, which is really what you're going to put right here. Then that last part is, in this category, is the steps we need to take. So what do we have to make happen? What projects? What has to change? What are we going to use to close that gap between here and here? That's what you're going to capture right here. And I mentioned that really you break into 5 steps in that, or 5 areas. In these 4, we have that high level view. Again, our main problem, our current condition, our target condition we're going after, and then the steps. This is so important because this is what's going to make it believable. Again, you can have anything you want here, but unless people can see that there's a way to close that gap, that you have a sound plan, they're not going to buy into it. Again, I mentioned in the book that we all want a Captain Kirk, like Star Trek. We want a Captain Kirk at our helm that's looking out for his crew and that's going to boldly take us where we need to go. We have to believe it is achievable, and this is how you sell it. Remember, to get people motivated towards change, your best leverage is, one, showing the problem with that current condition, that, hey, we can't stay this way, and showing the benefits of what happens when we achieve that. And you really have to be able to show that it is achievable. Not only is this so important, but here's how we're going to do it. If we use these leading indicators, if every day we do this, 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 and this, and you want to break down big projects into small projects, what we want to do is help set up our employees for winning. We want to make winning a habit. There's something in us that we want to be part of something big. We want to be part of something exciting. And when we work with others that are, our coworkers, our teammates, towards a worthy goal, man, it builds camaraderie. And that's when the impossible happens. You come up with ideas. You'll see employees come up with ideas that you'd have never thought of. And again, that's when you've got all this working for you, and employees need to know that they're valued, they're respected, and they're seen as leaders. Remember, employees are used to calling the shots at home. Why not let them call the shots at work? Create a team atmosphere, give them some guidance, and foster leadership. Again, that leader-follower approach is outdated and it doesn't work. What you need now is a leader-leader approach. Treat everybody as though they're a manager, and they really should be. Again, in the X Factor, I talk about coming up with standard work and creating areas where you're giving a person a lot of latitude to manage their area of work. Again, no one likes being told what to do. We'd rather be told what the problem is and be able to help with a solution. So that's creating that. Now that 5th section down here, picture all this, say, on an Excel spreadsheet. So you've got an Excel spreadsheet out here, and it shows the main problem, the current condition, what our target condition is, and right here all the steps that the goals, that the leading indicators and stuff that we need to watch and manage to hit there. At that bottom of the Excel sheet, on tabs, you would maybe have each of these projects supporting that, so someone can click on those tabs and get a deep dive into those particular projects. So when I was at Philips and we had this, again, we had the tabs at the bottom where someone could click on, go into that spreadsheet, and see who was managing the project, what their status was on the project. If they needed more information, they know who to get hold of. Maybe it even had meeting times for that project. If they were meeting with the group driving it weekly or monthly, so you could go to one of those meetings. Again, this is that 30,000 foot view. It's funny, a while back I read that was one of those business cliches that everybody hates, that 30,000 foot view. But here it serves a purpose because that is what it is. We want that 30,000 foot view. Then we want to be able to dive deeper, as needed. But at a glance, we want to see that dynamic tension. We want to know what our target condition is, what that problem is that's maybe driving or creating that sense of urgency. We need that dynamic tension, and we need to know how we're going to achieve this. So we've got to have those steps. In here, one of the things you might want to consider doing is having visual representations of those leading indicators. So in other words, have run charts that's showing, say, if production volume is one of your target goals to improve, show where we're at. For shrinkage levels or customer satisfaction, customer complaints. Anything visuals are great for, again, creating that dynamic tension. A picture is worth 1,000 words, so make it pictorial. Kind of another side concept that goes with this is, you see how this will fit for anything? You know, not just your work environment, but your personal life. You know, use this for goals that you have. You know, again, it could be running a marathon, and now I'm good for 5 miles. I need to run 26 miles. I know I use that a lot, but you get the idea. This can work for driving any goals, anything you want to achieve. So I use this type of thinking as a writer and as a consultant. So to drive my own business, I always know what my current state is, what my target goal is, and what I'm doing to achieve it. So again, this is something that really has a real broad use. I love that. I love tools that we can use in our personal life as well as in our business life. There is your A3. Again, really, it's that simple. Let's recap it real quick, then I'll leave you. But remember, it really is this simple. Don't get too bogged down in the beginning. Again, this is a dashboard like your car to have all the pertinent information and to create dynamic tension. So those 4 pieces you want are your main problem statement, your burning platform issue, current condition, where are we today, the target condition, what are we heading to, and people have got to see the benefits with this. Again, this is how you sell it. This is bad. This is so much better, and we all are going to enjoy getting there. This is our promised land. And this is how we're going to do it. It's our roadmap. It's projects, the leading indicators, what we're going to do to get from here to here. Then at the bottom, we'll have more information to where people can deep dive and then get more involved as they see the need to. So hopefully that will give you a good overview of what an A3 is. If you have questions on this, again, go to my Black Belt Lean Thinking website. Use my contact page to get a hold of me. I give guidance on this stuff for free. I'm glad to help businesses move forward. So again, hopefully this gave you, again, a good picture of what an A3 is. Thank you.